This conference will now be recorded.
In last class, we are talking about VA policies. So what is VA policy? Anyone have idea? In last class, we have done one example. What is VA policy? Kai, Ibrahim, what is VA policy? Any idea? What is VA policy? Sorry?
Yeah. UI policy are alternative to the script, which is used to manage forms and forms field. That is to make the field mandatory, read-only visibility, and to make the mandatory, it can be applied at the form design while creating the form design.
Thank you so much. Is speaking Ade. Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
So last class we are talking about the VA policies. What is VA policies are? VA policies are alternative to the client scripts and which is used to manage the forms and form fields. We can make them field is read-only, mandatory, visibility on the form by using VA policies. So now after that we have talked about like how we can create a VA policy and how we can make the field. Today we are going to start a new table called resource table. And we will apply VA policies on that table. So I have sent one assignment in last class. I will complete that assignment here. Just give me a second. So thought of sending one. What? So this is the one I given that exercise, and create a table called facility request, and auto number is true and all the parameters are true. After that, creating some fields. We need to create these fields and it should be extended from the task. Building and room and choice. So we'll create this, the facility request. Now go to tables, click on tables, create new table, facility request. So the name will automatically populated, we know, and extend it to the task table, so that whatever the fields we have in the task table, we will get it here. And I want the application menu. I want that auto number should be the true, and I want that extensible true, and save it. Now the facility request module and application menu should create. Type facility. So I got it here. This is the one I have created. Right now nothing is there. Some of the fields are there. Since I have extended this table to the task table, go to the form design. The first field should be first remove all fields from form layout. Remove everything. And save it. Now drag the number field into form. Drag the open field into form. And get the number field, it's already there. And get the open by field, already there. The next field should be color. We don't have a color. So since the color field is a reference field, they are saying, and reference to sys user table, and that is mandatory. So that create reference, and the label is color. And sys underscore user. and mandatory. Save it. And the next field is mobile phone, string field. They are saying read only is true. Right now we will not do the read only, but we will do the mobile field. String field. Mobile phone. U underscore mobile underscore phone. Save. Parallelly, you can check the form, how the form looks like. Right now created 4. That's fine. See, my number field should be I can able to edit, so I don't want to edit that. So go to the number field and make it that field is read only. Save. In the next field, drag the priority field and edit that field, remove all the choices, create choices A, B, C, appointment. Default is none. So drag the priority. So we have already that field. And remove the choices. New choices are A, B, C, D, appointment. Okay. So this name field and here the values 1, 2, 3, 4. While we are doing the coding, we will use the same. And save it. And the next one, building reference field, reference to CMN underscore building. So reference building U underscore building reference to CMN underscore building. The next field, room string field, room U underscore room. Save it. We'll see how the form looks like now. Reload it. See, default D is coming. I don't want D is default. I want to make it none only. So go to the priority and remove default as a D. Make it none. And save. Next. Next one is after the room, create a type, choice field. In that, facility request, tube request, operators engineering, plastic workshop, machining, GMT request. So type, choice field, type, u underscore type, and the choices are facility request, give something like facility underscore, and a tube request, oh, sorry, what's going on? Tube request, apparatus engineering, APPARATUS, apparatus engineering, plastic workshop, and machining, GMT request. GMT request. Close it, save it. I want to make my one of the things should be default, so that go to the field and select drop down without none and specify that default value is facility request. Save it. So go back to the form and just reload it. You can say that the type should be the facility request default. See? And the next one, category, choice field. In that, create choices, category, u underscore category, my backend value, the database value. Whenever you are doing the simple coding, we will use that u underscore category. And here cleaning, and door gates, and roof, heating, electric, elevator, electric elevator, make it save. Then next one, status string field. Like in string field only we can create choices. So create the string field status. U underscore status and create choices. The first one is assigned. The next one is work in progress. The next one is pending user information. And the next one is pending approval. Next one is pending with vendor. And the next one is resolved. Next one is closed. Save it. And the next one, drag assignment group, drag assign to field, and reassignment count field and true. So that assign to assignment group and reassignment count. Here. Save. We'll see how the form looks like. Oh, reload it. Right now the reassignment count is editable, so here my client is saying that should be read only true. So that go to the reassignment count, make it read only true, and save. I can see the form. Super. And the next one, create T1 relevant true or false field. True or false field. T1 relevant. Save it. In the next field, SAP T1 string field. SAP T1 U underscore SAP underscore T1. My client is giving create a facility request and include all the fields in that form, so that I am creating this requirement. What we will do with the UA policies, once we create the form, we will go with the UA policies. Then you will get to know the clear understanding. The next one, sitemap, choice field. The choices are here. Sitemap, zero one zero one, 0102, 0103. Make it safe. In the next one, there are many fields of God. Type of shift, string field, type of shift, of shift. Here, normal working hours, early shift, late shift, night shift. Normal working hours will give simply normal. Early shift, late shift, night shift. Night shift. This requirement is like one of the client called Marcel. Merc. Yes, for this client only. We have implemented this functionality. There is a client called Merc for that functionality. This functionality we have implemented this client. They want for facility management. For the facility management, we have created all these fields and save it. Reload it. Okay, the next one. Start technician date field. Start technician date field. The next field, planned date field. The next one is start date, end date, and work time. Start date, end date is not required. We'll create, however. And the next one is type of request. String field, create choices, ELA, GMT, camera. The choices. ELA, GMT. GMT. Camera. Say. And the next field is we are close to the output. Line number, string field. U underscore line underscore number. And the next one is create a new section, notes, one column layout, drag the work notes, additional comments. Create a new section, notes, one column layout, and drag the work notes, additional comments. So work notes and additional comments. And create one more section. We'll see how the form looks like. Okay. And create one more section, closure information. two column layout, drag closed, and create one more section, closed information. And two column layout, and closed it by, and close a note, save, reload here. See how the form looks like. God, beautiful. But my closed notes is something like a little bit small box. I want to be like big box, like work notes. So what I will do is, we are missing something here. Short description and description. So we'll get that short description. And before that, I want to create a one more section here without the section name. Make it on column layout and drag that closed notes here and save it. Now you can see how the form looks like. These closed notes will get changed. See, like the same, I will create, not to create, we have a short description and description also. We'll get those. Create new section, remove the fields, one column layout, short description, and description. Save it. Now you can see the form. Yes, we have designed a good form here. Now, our requirement. Now the requirement is, when I select the color here, I want to make my priorities mandatory. Why the priority is giving the default value? And create a new facility request. So here the change the variables or fields, something like I want the field should be something different. And here color I want category I want, contact type I want, type I want, type of request I want, type of shift I want. Okay. Okay. Now right now I don't have any request. Create one request quickly. We did not get the contact type, right? So get the contact type field also. Contact type should be always on the top. And reload it. Now my requirement is when I select the able tutor here, I want to make my priorities true, so that I want to create a EA policy. Go to EA policies. Create new. Create new. So for which table we need to create a EA policy? Facility request. Select the facility request here. This is the one we have created, U underscore facility underscore request. So when caller is not empty, make priority is mandatory. And the condition should be color is not empty, and save it. Create one new policy action. Take that field priority here. Make it mandatory true and submit it. Now you can go to your facility request. Create one record. You will get to know that functionality is working or not. So when I select the anyone here, right now that caller is not mandatory. Now if you select anyone here, that caller field should become mandatory. See, very simple, very simple. This kind of requirements only we will have in real time also. Okay. And once the caller is not empty, I want to make my open by is also read only. So go to that same EA policy. Go to that same EA policy and create one more policy action. Which is the one open by. Read only true. Submit. Now you can create a facility request and save it. In facility request, create new. If you select the color, priority should be mandatory and open by is read only. Just select the color. See, priority got mandatory and open by is read only. Now my next requirement is the same. When you make that contact type is email, I want contact type is email. I want to make my nothing is good requirement with contact type, leave it about that. Okay. And when I select the priority, I want to make mobile number is mandatory, building is mandatory, and room is mandatory. So for that, create a requirement from here. I'm thinking how that requirement will be. No, if I select the priority A and make that sitemap is mandatory. Yes. Priority is A only. If the priority is A, make the sitemap is not sitemap. SAP T1 is mandatory. So create one UA policy from here. And say when priority is A, make SAP T1 is mandatory. And get the condition here. Priority is A and save it. Create new. Take the field sitemap. What is that? Sorry, not sitemap, SAP1. SAP T1. So where is that SAP T1? Mandatory true. And update it. And go to the facility request. Create one record with color. Select the contact type email. Select the priority A. See, sitemap is site SAP T1 is mandatory. If you select the other things, see, not mandatory. So how this functionality is working? When you select the priority A, if it is making that SAP T1 true, when you select that other one, it is not mandatory. That the functionality working here is you need to make that reverse if false. If you don't make that reverse if false, configure your policies. Right now I will open this and I will make my reverse if false is false. So you have to click on advanced view, you should get all the things. Okay, so make it reverse if false is false and save it. Now we'll see how your policy will work. Go to the facility request. And select the color. If you select the priority A, it is making that SAP T1 is true. If we select the B, it should be like SAP T1 only. Why? Because the reverse if false, what it will do is when the condition is not matching, your policy will make that SAP T1 is not mandatory. That is the use of reverse if false is true. So if I make my reverse if false is true here and save it, and reload the record, select that color, we select A, it is mandatory. If we select B or C, that will not be mandatory. That's the use of the reverse if false, remember. Okay, so we will discuss the interview questions in tomorrow's class. Okay, but we'll continue the same. Now the next requirement is when I select the type of request is cube request, I want to make my T1 relevant should be mandatory, so that I will create one more UA policy. First of all, I will submit one record. Room is like 101. Mobile number something like this. Building will select something. Oh, we don't have any new buildings. Create a new. Get the contact. For Ibrahim. First we'll create the building name. Building name is Texas. One. Floor is 01. Notes nothing right now, just submit. We got the Texas. And status, make it work in progress. Select that is cleaning. Type of shift is normal working hours. Make it priority A, or SAP T1 should be like cleaning T1, and select the something. Select the technician start date today itself. and plan date is today itself, and the start date is today, and the end date is tomorrow. The type of request ELA will say the line number CL123 something like that, you can give 097 something like that. Please clean the Texas one building as soon as possible. So command A, control C, description. Notes is not required, closure information also not required, just submit it or save it. Okay. So we can add some related list here. Configure related list. Some of the attachments. Task parent, ticket parent, attachments. Save it. So by using your policies, we can hide the related list or show the related list by using the EA policy related list actions. So that create one new EA policy. Take that EA policy, show the attachment when contact type is email only. So right now you can able to see that attachments for which table I am creating a policy. Facility request, contact type is email, contact type is email, and save it. Go to the EA policy related list action, create new, select the list name. Here we have a 3 list, so that all the list will show here. Attachments, visibility true, submit it. So the attachment should be visible only when contact type is email, otherwise it will not. So here contact type is phone I am making, and if I try to save it, you will not see that attachment. See, there is no attachments. Why? Because the contact type is phone. So if you make that contact type is email and save the record, you could see the attachments. See, that's what the use of that EA policy related to actions. So this is was no code EA policies. We can create a EA policy with the scripts also within that. So my next requirement is I want to make my type of if type is not empty, I want to make my type of request should be mandatory. Otherwise, it's not mandatory. So that what I have to do is create one UA policy, new, and select the table. Facility request. Type is not empty. Make type of request is mandatory. Now we are writing in that script, run script is true. Once you make that run script is true, you will get two checkboxes. One is make it all. One is executive true, one is executive false. So here you have to we'll discuss about tomorrow what is g underscore form and all, but right now remember we have to use one function called g underscore form dot set mandatory, the backend name of the field, comma, true. So the backend name of the type field is u underscore type. We already done. We are making that type of request is mandatory, so that we should know that type of request backend field u underscore type of request. Make that to be here. Why is something like that? Yes. Okay. And if condition is true, I want to make my set mandatory is true. But if the condition is false, I want to make my field should be not mandatory. So that in false we can make false. Otherwise, always that should be in mandatory only. Go to the facility request. Remember this one like g underscore form that set mandatory. We'll see more into tomorrow. If it is done right, if you make that type of request, oh, reload it. Since we are writing the client side script, so that every time when you do changes, you have to make it mandatory. So if I do the none, see, it will be mandatory. Okay, now you can select something here. There is no possibility to make that type is none. So when you select the type here, the type of request should be mandatory. If you don't give any value, it will say mandatory using the script I have done. So the same, when type is not mandatory, I want make my Q1 relevant is read only, so that what we have to use here, Oh, I forgot to change the value, backend value. U underscore boolean 8. I want to make read only. So G underscore form dot set read only. Comma true. And save it. We'll see how this one will work. And reload it. This should be read only now. See, I'm not able to select it. There is a blinking here. So under that, if the condition is false, you just make that to be false. So if you want the script, that definitely you are in the default view, and you should be that advanced view also. I will show you that. Wait. Now my next requirement, the assignment group should be up and assigned to is down, so that we'll make that change now. Assignment group should be up, assigned to is should be down, and save it. Reload it. Yeah, when I select the assignment group, I want my assigned to be mandatory, so that create one UA policy for that. Facility request, make assigned to mandatory. So here assignment group is not empty. We'll do it with the script. Assigned to should be mandatory. So most probably try to avoid the script. Don't write the script every time. So the backend value of assigned to is assigned to. So whenever you're writing the script, you have to use the backend value always. Backend value always remember. Comma true. If the condition is false, that should be not true. so that here you can give false. Save it. If you come here, reload it, assign to should be mandatory now. Why it's not mandatory? Reload it and select the assignment group now. The assigned to should be mandatory. See? So this is what the year policies. By using the script and by using the conditions, we can do it whatever you want. Okay. So I think it's a questions time. Stop recording.